Hello guys, Jason Noble here, and I just wanted to have a quick talk about something. It's always kind of got on my nerves, and I mean, the reason it gets on my nerves is it's such an unimportant issue, but it causes a lot of arguments. If you go on YouTube videos, there's many YouTube comment wars about this. There are videos about this. There's some that make it in good humor, which I enjoy them. Then there's some that's just pure ignorant stupidity. And what that topic is the name of the sport that we know as either football or soccer. For starters, I do live in the United States, so I use soccer and football interchangeably. But we do need to go a little bit over where both of the terms came from. Obviously, the sport as we know it today was invented in England. There were earlier forms that were kind of like football, but the sport we know today is invented in England, and it became officially titled association football. So association football is the official name of the sport. Now, soccer is actually a slang term that was invented in England. People used to say soccer football. I mean, it's not that. It really frustrates me when I hear an Englishman say I'd never call it soccer, or gets mad at Americans and criticizes them for calling it soccer. And it's a really dumb argument. And here's the thing, from an American point of view, I must use them interchangeably. When I'm talking to my friends within the soccer community they know I'm talking about soccer, I will say football usually. Because they know I'm not talking about American football. They know I'm talking about soccer. But when I'm talking to the average American, or even most parents for teams I coach or players that I train, I'm going to say soccer. Because if I say football, they're immediately going to think American football. It's just a really dumb thing. And I've got it on tons of my videos when I name it soccer. They say, shouldn't you name it football? Or if I named it football, I'll get someone that says, it's soccer, not football. And you know what? That American that goes, it's soccer, not football, and that European person that goes, it's football, not soccer, you guys should be best friends. You're both ignorant and stupid. You would get along perfectly. You're just both ignorant about the other person's sport. Now, liking a sport is purely a choice. Almost no one likes every sport, and you don't have to like every sport. I find several sports to be incredibly boring, but I don't hold it against someone for liking it. Just like I know plenty of people find soccer to be incredibly boring. Now, a lot of people, and I've heard it from both ways, because I have plenty of friends from Europe, Latin America, and all over the world. But here in the United States, I hear all the time about how soccer is just so boring to watch, and how they don't understand how anyone could enjoy watching soccer. But at the same time, I hear it from my foreign friends. They have no clue whatsoever how anyone could watch or enjoy American football. Now, the reality is, there is one main reason the majority of any sports fans grow up liking one of these two sports, and that's culture. Here in the United States, the vast majority of American football fans like football, they like to watch football, and even most of the ones that played high school football, they did this because they are American and they grew up with the sport, and it is the culturally most accepted sport in this country. For people around the world, the most culturally accepted sport is soccer, football, association football, real football. So that's why the majority of people like sports. Now, there are exceptions, but let's face it, a person like me who just absolutely loves soccer, I am a minority. I like soccer because I've played it all my life. I've dedicated a vast time in my lifetime to playing the sport, following the sport, and I keep up with it, study the game all the time. And there are many people who do the same for American football. And if you do it this way, it can be an interesting sport. American football is more or less a human chess match. You have a bunch of coaches that pick out plays and the players run the plays. But there's the human element as well, so it's not completely like a chess match. And there are very, very impressive athletes in American football. Not trying to take anything away from American football, where soccer is the control tactically is a little less strict because the style of the game, there aren't stoppages to just run plays. And it's a little bit more, it's much more free-flowing and more creative. Now, most people complain about it being low scoring, but if you're complaining about it being low scoring, the only thing you're interested in is seeing numbers go up on a board. That's not entertaining. That's just not understanding any sport. Fact of the matter is almost all sports are boring unless you have some sort of understanding of it. All right, guys. So sum it up. Quit arguing about whether to call the sport football or soccer. It's a stupid argument, and if you make that argument, you're an idiot. And I'm not going to apologize for saying that. If you make that argument, you're just an idiot, and there's nothing else to it. Have a nice day. Bye.